Welcome to the Den, the Dark Entertainment Network. I'm the Gothic Rose, and you can find me live on TikTok every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to catch up on Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. There is also the Welcome to the Den podcast blog on WordPress. And if you have a terrifying tale you'd like to share, please email me at welcometothedenpodcast@gmail.com. But now let's get to the fresh hell of the day on the Daily Dive in 5. Oh, can you smell the fresh hell? Because this timeline is insane. Trump is now speaking about calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And this is in addition to continually speaking about making Canada the 51st state and putting up a picture on Truth Social of all of North America with the American flag. This comes on the heels of Justin Trudeau resigning as prime minister. Now, Trump has also issued threats to Hamas, and he's asked the Supreme Court to stop his hush money sentencing, claiming he did nothing wrong. People have been predicting all of this left and right, but the best prediction comes from Stephen Colbert back in 2010, who predicted the Gulf of America. And now Marjorie Taylor Greene has introduced a bill to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and they need money because they have to change all of the maps and everything. Now, she's talking about needing additional money for something in the government that does not need to be done because the rest of the world is not going to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. But this is a woman who is part of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, that is supposed to be finding a way to save the government money, and instead she is doing this. Now, my prediction is Trump will try to call Greenland Trumpland before he's even inaugurated. And that's why he sent Don Jr. and his, quote, posse, being Charlie Kirk, to Greenland and used a known convicted drug dealer as the poster boy for the purchase. But what was Charlie Kirk doing there? Was he trying to introduce the abomination of eating spaghetti out of a plastic bag to the people of Greenland? Because the world is just so strange right now. The dark entertainment just writes itself. Because now Democrat Chuck Schumer says that he would work with Trump on renaming the Gulf of Mexico if they would help him and them lower costs and work together. And the whole thing is just so weird. Like I said, this timeline is just really odd. Meanwhile, in LA, the fires are raging. Celebrities are fleeing. Rich people are fleeing. Poor people are fleeing. It is getting really bad out there. Steve Guttenberg was out giving updates. It looks awful in LA. Climate change is causing so much damage out on the West Coast. I mean, the Santa Cruz Pier just washed away. Mount Kilauea is erupting. It is a mess. We really need to think more about taking care of our planet. But if everyone's not into it, it looks grim. Speaking of grim, there have been multiple stabbings in New York City on the subway platforms and everywhere else. And this has led for calls by Curtis Sliwa, of course, to bring back the guardian angels. And honestly, I agree with that. Now, to the TikTok ban, there may actually be a buyer. His name is Frank McCourt. He is a philanthropist from Boston, and he is very much a centrist. He's in the middle. He's donated to both the right and the left. But as we know, Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank, a known MAGA supporter, has shown interest in purchasing at least a portion of TikTok. You guys, they want the algorithm so bad, so bad. And with all of this, and Mark Zuckerberg announcing that Facebook will no longer be fact checking, just like X doesn't fact check, just like all of that, you can expect truth right here in the Den, because I tell you everything from the facts on the news to the gossip in the blind items, to every other little piece of information I find. The truth lies in there somewhere, I think. So thank you for joining me in the den for the fresh hell on this daily dive in 5.